Hey, back again, are you? I'm so happy to see you here again for part 2 on how to read music. This will solidify your knowledge and bring this all to a completion by learning how to read ledger notes. Remember from the last video, here are line notes in the bass clef. We will start from here. Think about it. There are lots and lots of notes. On the piano, there are 88 notes. We can't fit all these notes into the stave. There is overspill. Notes can keep going up and up and up, and we need to keep track of them. And we are focusing only on line notes at the moment, please. Thank you. I know. Those lines don't exist. But we need to imagine them to help us. And if you imagine hard enough, maybe, just maybe, you will see them. Okay, so the lines are gone, but they are still there, but inside, and going through the notes. Very helpful. You can see how it works. So let's look deeper into this. Come with me. 4 notes that look just like middle C, but only one is middle C. We will use imaginary lines to help guide us. Each line will show its ghost line under the note and through the note to help us count. The higher the note, the more lines underneath to count. This is how the notes look in real music. So back to the study. Here is middle C as we all know it. We will put the imaginary lines back in to guide us. Let's put in the notes we already know from the first video. If you haven't seen the first video, How to Read Music, you should see a pop-up video on top of the screen. And if you like this video, possibly like and subscribe maybe. Okay, back to the notes we know. Top line is A, and on the top of the screen, I have put the music alphabet to coordinate with the notes. This should be helpful for you. So middle C is in this line, make it a line note. The imaginary line is removed. The first imaginary line is going through the middle C. That is where it gets its line from. And that middle C line carries through on every note on top of middle C. That means every time you see a note on top of middle C, you see a line to guide you so you know what to do, which is to count the lines to help you find out what the note is. And there is the line going through C. So what note is this? It is a line note. And just as all the line notes skip a letter in the alphabet, from C down to the line below is A. So A to C, counting that line under this new note representing middle C. So the next line will be E. And with that, you can discover the other 2 notes by counting those imaginary lines under each note to help you out. And those imaginary lines, you can actually see them because they put something there to guide us, because we all need to see where these notes are floating in the sky. It's like a ladder to count each step. And look again at how they would look in real music. Hang on, what about the space notes? These other notes are space notes. Look really hard at the screen and see what happens. Squint your eyes. The imaginary lines are there, and you can see that those are space notes. What should we do? Do we need to learn a sentence to help us remember? No. See it this way. There are only 3 space notes up in the ledger. First space is above middle C, making it D, and the others can be worked out easily and quickly using the alphabet. We need to do what we did with the line notes. Starting from middle C, we move to the space which is D. Then up to the next line, which is E, which is this E here. Then into the space being F. Then that final line is G. Then onto the space we are on A. So what about ledger notes going down? Is there any difference? Well, I'm sorry to say, no. Let's move the imaginary lines from the top to the bottom. Put some notes in. And it's the same thing, but the alphabet is going backwards. The last 3 notes I say is a bit extreme. Why? Well, a musician needs to be able to read music and recognize notes immediately. The lower or higher the ledger note, the harder it is to identify quickly, which is a problem for most musicians. Instead of writing ledger notes hitting the ground, instead we can change the clef. When notes in the treble clef are getting real low into bass territory, we use bass clef notes instead. These are the same exact notes. It is just easier to read when the notes are actually on the stage. We all prefer it this way. Here are the notes side by side with the piano. See how some notes are crossing over? These are because they represent the same note written in 2 different clefs. This G is here on the piano, which you would play with your right hand. This G is also the same exact G on the piano, which you would play with your left hand. Every note on this side is usually classed as bass, and everything on this side is usually associated with treble. And well done. You have achieved a lot and should feel like you have achieved something magnificent. But it doesn't end here. With the FMS teaching method, once students understand what they have learnt, we have to make sure you comprehend the lesson presented. So it's game time. How do you feel about this? Can you read music? Can you really read music? Let's see how it goes. Hit that subscribe button for more lessons and games, as well as piano practice videos like this. Rules of the game. Be ready to press pause after each question to give yourself time to answer. And maybe a pencil and paper is a good idea to help you. So how are you getting on? You could take a break now or go straight into level 2. Remember that pause button is your friend. Getting this far means you are well on the way to taking the steps it takes to play songs. Let's pass on level 3. Okay, right here is a helpful tip. Whenever in the bass, when you see a ledger note below the stave and an even lower note, that bottom note is 99% going to be the same note. Both those notes are C. Not the same C, but they are both C. And congratulations! It is like you have completed a course, and you can always return to this video for reinforcement. I have one last special bonus to round this off, but first, if you feel you have learnt something, if you can now read, be sure to like the video and share it with others. The next part you must pause. You have 2 challenges. 1. Name all 4 notes. Pause the video, think about it and name all 4 notes. And then 2, use the piano. You can use the piano on the screen and find which 4 notes you are supposed to press. Where are those notes on the piano?